Hey, we are live. Just waiting for guys to join up. Everything seems to be working. Oh, we got two people watching already. Wow, that's good. That's unexpected. Thank you for joining. Whoever's joining, please say hi in the comments, and then we can get this thing going in the next couple minutes. I should probably have one of those cool intros where we say live stream will start in. But getting the PC back on Monday, and then I'm going to be able to do much more sort of high tech live streams and stuff. Okay, I'm checking out my analytics on the side here whilst I wait for you guys. Three people join. What's up, Mikhail? Oh, you're back. I'm decided. Oh, lekker. Five people. Okay, this is surprising. I think I've only ever done two Facebook live streams, and it was weird because I was doing it for gaming, and we didn't really get that much engagement, to be honest. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect for sort of YouTube live streams for this one. But so far, so good. I mean, you guys seem to be logging in. I think we've got 4 or 5 people at the moment. So we'll start. It's only 1 minute to 5, so technically I'm early. So we can start in the next couple of seconds. Oh, we've got 9. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I'm kind of proud of that 9. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Um, let's see. Turn everything off here. Let's see. Ann, how's it going? Long time, Dominic. I saw you like 10 seconds ago. All of this to shit. Look, I tell you what, I sat shotgun in that GTR when I drove it in that thing for the first time, and it was totally worth it. And there's not a lot of cars that I like sitting shotgun in. I don't generally like sitting shotgun, to be honest with you. But that GTR, just the sounds it makes, man, it sounds cool. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Mikhail's got the inside line. He knows what's up. I've got the mules and yeah, on YouTube Live too. I got my seat. What do you mean, what seat, Francois? What seat did you get? What seat did you get? What seat did you get? Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, let's go there. So let's see if any of you guys subscribe, because the deal is, as I was saying, that we are now on 7,961 subscribers on the YouTube channel, right? And thanks to you guys, obviously, that's the case. So one of the things that we're going to do, it's 5 o'clock now, I suppose I can tell you guys this, is we are going to run a competition for, okay, it's Thursday, so with the live subscriber cut. Okay, I don't think I've got a live subscriber cut yet. So one of the things we're going to do is run a competition where you guys can have a passenger ride in the GTR, and I'm going to be driving you guys around. So we have one person from YouTube, one person from Facebook. And in order for us to kick that competition off, thank you, Sadia. Yes, thank you. In order for us to kick that competition off, is we need 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we're well on our way. We're about, I would say, about 2 months away, month and a half, 2 months away. But if we can speed that process up, then then we can get that thing going and get that passenger ride going. So let's now that GTR Liam, the GTR does sound amazing. So what is this live stream about? Just this definition on YouTube is way better. Definition on YouTube is way better. Facebook, I think Facebook takes away a lot of the resolution. So what is this live stream about? Basically, I wanted to touch base with you guys, tell you guys what's happening on the channel, do a Q&A on the GTR, any questions that you guys have about the GTR, and basically let you know what's going to be happening with the future of the channel over the next couple of weeks. Yusuf Peterson, I've been following Yusuf Peterson's channel, guys, and that channel is growing. So go check that out. You want to see some good local content? Yusuf Peterson is the man. Okay. Oh, nice. Francois Pedro's got his seat. Okay, that's Jimmy. So let's see what we got here. What makes the GTR R34 special? So that car's supposed to be a digital car in an analog time. That was the most digital car pretty much, other than maybe the Porsche 959 back in the day. But when you compare it to modern cars, it's not, it's very much still analog. It's very much a raw driving experience. And the thing that I realized after I drove that car is that I miss driving 90s cars. It's a different, I'm not saying I want to drive one every day to work. Okay. I'm not saying I want to be stuck in traffic with a 200 SX. No, no, no. What I am saying is that as a driving experience, when you set time aside to go enjoy your car. If you've got a breakfast run or you're going to your friend's house, or you're rushing home at 5 to 9 and the roads are empty, for that purpose there, I would prefer, or not prefer, but I miss that experience, that 90s driving experience where it's an absolutely raw, connected, visceral experience. So I kind of got reminded why I reminded, it reminds you why you like driving that car. Because the whole experience is very involving. There's a lot happening. It's not just pedals. Because if it's just pedals, you might as well play the simulator now. But this is a much more involving experience. And the thing that I was saying earlier on is that with the 90s car, my phone is flipping, still blowing up. Is this thing muted? With a 90s car, for example, let's say you change gears, right? In a normal car, you're doing that. Or the gears, it's very refined. But in this car, when you change gears, that gear lever actually moves a little bit side to side. Now, that's supposed to be a bad thing, right? But what that actually means is that the power is trying to go somewhere. And they didn't figure out that problem back then. And then eventually they did figure that problem out. But I'm okay with certain things not being perfect. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be perfect. There's character in something not being perfect. And I think 90s cars, specifically 90s Japanese cars, have a lot of character. Now, the Germans definitely caught up after that with the new M3s, E46, E36, etc., etc. But the Japanese, I mean, they had an RX-7, they had all the GTRs, R32, 33, 34, Nsx, Supra, MR2, S2000 came out in 99. What else? Civic Type R, FTO, GTO, or 3000 GT. I mean, the list goes on. So 90s Japanese cars were just on another level. So for me, it was a nice, clear reminder why I enjoy driving those cars. Now, what we're going to do for the future of the channel is every month we're going to be having a feature car, but like a type feature car, something that you guys want to see. And that's also another reason why I'm on this live stream here. I want you guys to tell me what it is that you guys want to see. And then once we hit that 10,000 subscriber mark, then we're going to celebrate by having a passenger ride. And I'm going to drive the car. Obviously, I can't hammer the thing, but I'm going to drive the car the way you guys want to enjoy the car. So we'll drive after the sound the whole time. Okay, the R34, what turbos is it running? As far as I know, it's running the Tomei turbos. I've got the document here. It's got everything is Tomei on the car, so it's been upgraded to Tomei turbos on there. The entire car is, the engine is what's called the Genesis engine. I've got that in my notes here somewhere for that turbo. I should have actually had this up, guys. This is not good. But I have to turn my WhatsApp off on this PC, otherwise it beeps all the time. Let's see if I can pull it up somewhere. Get that specs for you guys. Here we go. So yeah, so everything on that car is Tomei. So the engine is called a Genesis engine, and you actually go to them, and that's where a lot of this controversy came about. People saying it's not the only one. I had to change the title of the thing, because you actually send the car to Tomei. They then take the existing engine out, they rebuild that engine with all their parts, and they put it back in. So you basically get a brand new engine in the car. And this car, specifically this car, was sent to the Tomei factory to get built by them. It was then shipped to the new owner in Japan, and then that new owner had it for a while and then sold it to the Cape Town guy. So the car actually came straight from the factory. The Genesis engine, you can order the Genesis engine, and you can order the RB28 engine, or you can even bore that engine to RB28 spec. But this one specifically came from the factory, directly built by the factory. Quarter mile times, Warren Butter. No quarter mile times, unfortunately. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. We cheated a couple of things in that video, as with most videos. That pull away, that fast pull away, wasn't me. That was the owner. I didn't launch that car because I don't want to launch somebody else's GTR on the clutch. Okay, that's a bad idea. So he launched it twice, I think. I just pulled away fast a couple times. But when he launched the car, it's violent. Eh? Even when you put your foot flat, I just pull away and I put my foot flat, and that thing, it's violent. But when you launch it, yes, it's another story. Eh? It's another story. It's also got launch control, but the launch control has a way. The launch control works very easily. So there's no buttons or anything. All you do is put your foot in the clutch, put your foot in the revs, and then anti-lag and all that stuff. So it's got anti-lag, it's got launch control, it's got all these things. Yeah, no, I know. I don't like launching other people's cars. I don't like launching other people's cars. Because if something breaks, and that's exactly when it's going to break. You guys saw what happened with the MR2 that I launched at track that one time. The side shot broke in that car. That was not ideal. That was not ideal at all. So please post more questions on the side here. Then the other thing is we're going to talk about what test cars are coming up next. And please put in the cars that you guys want to see coming up next. So one of those cars that is coming up next is we're looking at an M3 competition to say goodbye to the M3. I want to do something special with that car because that's still being confirmed, that's still in the works. But definitely confirmed is a 305 kilowatt Civic Type R FK8. So it's a new spec Civic Type R, but very, very, very not standard. So FK8 Civic Type R. Brandon Davis asked a good question now. I'm gonna I'll answer that now. So the FK8, we still have to come up with a concept, but I'm gonna do a night shoot. I don't know what car I'm gonna do with a night shoot, but I'm going to do a night shoot. So the FK8 is an option, and then the other that's happening. And then the other car that we're doing, and I've got Sadia on here now that's just become a subscriber, is her car. And on the 27th of this month, I've been invited to drive their car at the track. So they've got an E30. I don't know if you guys remember Suleiman Effendi. He had the blue box shape with the 1800 turbocharged engine. So that engine is now in her race car. And they're building that race car up for her. It's very fast. Turbocharged race car, track car. And I've been invited to take that car on the track on the 27th. So that's quite exciting. So that's the one, those are two cars. Now we got the 305 kilowatt Honda, then the track race car. No problem, SS. I enjoyed making that video too, man. And then the other car that we got two more cars. One confirmed, it's the GTR R34. We're going to do another video on the GTR R34. So we're going to do another video, but I want to do a night shoot on that thing. And I also want to mic it up properly. We didn't mic it. We mic'd me up, and then we mic'd the GoPro audio, right? But we didn't capture the sounds that car actually makes. Like when you drive that thing on the throttle, right, and you just lift off the gas, then it does this thing with the turbo that you can just about hear. It actually goes like choo, 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 like that, like really soft and slow. And it sounds super cool. But you can't hear that unless you're in the car or you mic the car properly. So I've got a new Zoom device now. That's a new audio device. We're gonna mic the car properly, set it up nicely, and then you guys can hear. For the two guys that are gonna be with me, you're gonna be able to hear it properly, and for everybody else, we'll make a video. So let's go through some questions quickly. Best thing about the R34 that I love. If I have to choose one thing, it's difficult there. So one thing specifically, okay, I'll go two directions with this question. One thing specifically is the overall driving experience. Like the way the car makes me feel, it reminds me why I like driving. And not many cars do that. Even the race car that I drove the other day, that was like a race car in a race experience. What was the fast car I drove lately? V8 Jaguar. It didn't remind me why I like driving cars. It was just it's a fast, amazing car. Same with the GT63S and some of the other fast cars I've driven recently. But that car made me realize that I still like driving. Because you drive different cars, I drive different cars all the time. It does get a bit boring in a sense, because all the cars are the same. And I said that in the video, like modern cars, I always tell people they're all the same. 4 wheels and a steering wheel. 4 wheels and a steering wheel, and all cars are the same effectively. It's easy to drive a car because they all have the same pieces of equipment. But that car felt different. And I think it's that 90s JDM vibe that's different. And that's kind of my vibe. That was my vibe growing up, that 90s JDM vibe. I wasn't that much into M3s and things like that. I was later on. But in the early days, I liked my 200 SX and Skylines and S15s and things like that. So that car, that's the thing that I liked about it the most, is that it reminded me why I like driving so much. I hope that answers your question. E36 M3 German spec, that is an option. I actually know a guy with one, so maybe I can try and look that up in the future. We also have M2 CS coming, the new M2 CS, trying to get that on test as we speak, send the emails ready. And then Toyota Supra, there's a Horizon Blue edition, but they're not in Forza Horizon. Yes, that's so annoying. I wish they had Toyota Supras in the new Forza Horizon and in the new Forza, because then I would just put stickers on it. But they're not in there, but they've got a Horizon Blue 2021 Supra, which was my 2019 car of the year. So that I'm hoping to do something with that in the very, very near future. Car review question. Would you like to do a Z generation feature with 350Z, DEHR rev up, and then the 370Z? Oh, seeing that people are hyping for the 400Z. Brandon David, that's a very, very, very good idea. That is a very good idea. Yo, that's a great idea. Wow. Okay. Okay. Look, I'm not going to lie. It is a logistical nightmare to try and get more than one car to a location and do that, like that type of shoot. I've done it before, but it ain't nice. Because if one guy cancels, then the whole thing's in its mood. But it's a very good idea though. So let me chew on it. I'm not going to promise anything, but I like that idea a lot. So if I do it and I don't credit you, Brandon, I'm crediting you now. Thanks for the idea. Newton Peskin says Nsx and R34 night shoot together. Wow, that'd be cool. But now I need to get an Nsx first. I've got access. I know a guy that knows the owner, the brother's family of the owner. So I wouldn't mind doing the Nsx. I want to still do the Nsx, but as far as I know, there's only 2 years. I don't want to drive an automatic one, man. I don't want to drive an automatic Nsx. I'm just going to be disappointed. I want to drive a manual Nsx. That is the move, not the auto. No offense to the auto, but I don't want to drive an auto Nsx. That's an old automatic gearbox, and it's probably shit. So I haven't had much Fords on the channel. I did some donuts with the RS Ford a couple of years ago. We did like a drifting with the RS Ford a couple of years ago. Let's see. Oh, I do have a Ford. What do you think of like a nice looking Sierra with like wings and stuff? I don't know what the spec is. I don't know what the spec is at all. I got sent that picture in the week. So there is a Ford option. And I was an old school Ford fan growing up as well, to be honest. So a Ford, definitely a good idea. So I see we got 31 people joining it. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Thanks, guys. So if you aren't subscribed yet, I don't know if you would be on here if you weren't subscribed. You probably wouldn't even know about this. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe or consider doing so. Because once we hit that 10,000 mark, that's when we're going to launch a competition. And then we're going to give 2 people passenger rides in the R34. I'm going to make it awesome, okay? I'm going to make sure you guys have a tight time. If you live close, we can pick your ass up. It's going to be awesome, okay? Okay, Nathan Biggs has got a great idea for the M3 competition video. Send it, bro. Send me a message. Send me a private message. Rospa Imports getting there. I hope so. I hope so. Look, it's a good... Importing a car is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. I didn't know that they even existed. I didn't even know that they existed until recently. And I didn't know that that they had this process where you can do it so easily. So it's not even about trying to promote that business or anything like that. Any business that's a good business, I might mention, I might talk about, like GT Graphics sorted me out of my Warthog Racing t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking on their site the other day, and I've got my short list of 4 cars that I would get. And I mentioned it on the Facebook broadcast earlier. So let's start from the top. Nsx. Dream Car, poor man's Dream Car, Nsx. There was one for, I think, 650. I wouldn't get the Nsx R. I would get a normal one, type S, and then just mod the shit out of it. Then I want a probably a 86 original 8620, that would get for content because I know that you guys would love the shit out of that. And we'd be able to do like cool things with it. Can you imagine 9,000 RPM 4AGE engine? And if the engine breaks, you just get another one. Okay, it's a bit more expensive nowadays, but at least I can just get a 4AGE engine. So 4AGE 86, definitely one of my options. That's a realistic option, to be honest with you. I could probably do that in the next 2 years or so. Then, and I've got a to-do list. I've got a list of short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. Trust me, guys, that flipping system, it works. So on my long-term goals, I've actually got the import 86 and the other car that I really want, really want. This is for me. This has got nothing to do with you guys. I might not even put the camera on for this one. Is the Toyota Chaser. Mark 2 or 3 maybe, Toyota Chaser, but that would be a drift car. Fun for me. Slide the thing around, whole day, every day. Okay, Pierre wants to know my Horizon 4 gamer tag. Look, I don't really give my gamer tag out. I got people messaging me all the time wanting to play online. As someone that grew up like the youngest of 3 siblings, I was 10 years younger than my brother and my sister. Right? They're like 10 and 11 years away. And I was used to playing alone as a child. So I love being alone. So when I go onto Forza, I'm basically sitting in my room playing Legos. So I don't really want to hang out with anybody. I just want to go there and live in fantasy land. I'm going to modify this car. I'm going to put these stickers on. I'm going to put this turbo on. And I've got this whole storyline in my head that I ran with. And then I'm going to go drift this car. And then I'm going to enter this competition. So I prefer not to race online with people. But you are like the bajillionth person that has asked me this question. So what I want to do as an idea later on is maybe have like a Horizon 4 cruise nights. We did the events, remember? And I like doing the events, but I want to cruise with you guys, getting the PC back next week with the wheel and everything, getting it back next week. So I'm keen to do like a cruise, Horizon 4 cruise type of thing once a month or something like that. So if you guys are open to that, I'm definitely open to that. Excuse me. Francois says modern cars are boring. The electronic control thing. I always used to turn the electronics off completely. But in modern cars, the cars are so powerful, though, man. They're so powerful and they're so overtired. So normal cars, the tire technology. Oh, speaking of overtired, I'll tell you exactly. If you want to know what overtired means, I've got the definition parked outside here. I've got a new Nissan Qashqai. Qashqai, you know what a Qashqai is, right? Qashqai is like a van. It's a Nissan van. And this van has got, it's got Continental, what's in the Continental? It's got Michelin Pilot Sport 4s on. Those are the same tires I had on my S2000, right? They're 15,000 rand a set, if I remember correctly. Probably a bit more now. They grip like crazy. I bombed into a circle earlier on as fast as I could. Okay, maybe as fast as I dared because this car so hit. So like high up, and that thing just went like that. No tire screeching, no nothing. It just went into the corner. So that is the very definition of an overtired car, is a car that has just too much grip. And modern cars are like that. So the tire technology's come a long way. So modern cars are overtired. So you got overtired car plus electronic aids. So when that car does let go, the speed you're doing are super high. If you look at like a 90s S2000 or Nsx or whatever, that thing's got no traction control. I specifically bought my S2000 2005 model because it didn't have traction control. I wanted the non-TC 2005 AP2 because I didn't want to switch a button on it. So that one over there, the car moves, not the S2000 so much, but most of the older cars, they move around underneath you. And when you have a car that moves, you can kind of be okay with the TC off. But modern cars don't do that. So when they do let go, it's a big moment. So even me nowadays, I don't generally turn the TC off unless I'm going to have some fun or slide it around a bit. But also, I don't have the balls that I used to have when I was younger, to be honest. When I'm driving that car, yes, XR8, okay. XR8 can work. XR8 definitely XR8. Actually, saw the prices of an XR8 the other day. They weren't that expensive. My parents had a 3-liter Granada gear. It was the same price as the XR8 back in the day. Look, they bought theirs obviously secondhand, but I wish we had an XR8 rather than that slow piece. Anyways. Tofik says they're planning to restore the 911 sometime this year. Yeah, man, I'd love to do a feature on that. Sadia wants to know if I can spin a rear-wheel drive Toyota Corolla. I don't know. Can I? Can I, Sadia? Can I spin your rear-wheel drive Toyota Corolla? Is that what you're asking? They've got one parked there. I saw it today, actually. It's got to be Takumi Spec 86 with the Fujiwara Tofu sticker on it there. Yeah, totally got to do that. Somebody made a joke the other day. They said that, like, those type of cars, we've got the stickers on. It's basically like really expensive cosplay, which it is. It's just a costume. I wouldn't mind a Fujiwara Tofu 86, not at all. White Chaser. Oh, Peter van Reenen. Are you keen to race an Enduro end of the year? So Peter and I actually raced the Enduro end of last year. We won our class T in the Can-Am. And he messaged me earlier on. And I said, hey, I'm just actually doing a live stream right now. So he's watching. Thanks, Peter. If you're not subscribed, Peter, please do so now. And that brings me to my... the reason we're here, tell you guys about the future features. As I said, we've got Kersey Racing E30 track test. We've got Honda Civic Type R 305 kilowatt turbocharged FK8. We've got 1,000 horsepower. Oh, I forgot about that. This is a maybe. This is a maybe. This is a maybe. We're still busy working on it. But there's an R33 that I might be able to get access to. And it's 1,000 horsepower R33, okay? 1,000 horsepower R33. And I saw in-car footage of the car, and it sounds and goes like you expect a car like that to sound and go. Like there's wheel spin and noises and more wheel spin. So we're still busy working on that deal, so just bear with me, okay? We're busy working on that, but the 1,000 horsepower R33 is coming. Then the R34, but the idea for that one, I want to do a night shoot with that car. And then I want to hook up the audio gear that we have now, the new audio gear that we now have. And then my audio is always going to be awesome from now on, by the way. So I'm very happy about that. So we want to hook up the audio on that car and really get the essence of what that car sounds like. So those are the future shoots that we have. And the other thing is that the main thing is that we want to get the YouTube channel up to 10,000 subs. So please tell your friends, if you know anybody that likes this kind of content, let your friends know. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. We basically want to get the channel up to 10,000 subs, and then we're going to launch the GTR competition. So the GTR competition launches at 10,000 subs. So if you're on the Facebook channel, come to the YouTube channel as well. And the difference is going to be that the YouTube channel is going to have extra behind-the-scenes content. So the Facebook, you'll still get the same video on both sides, but the extra stuff is going to be on the YouTube channel. So please, guys, please consider subscribing. Let's see what else the guys are saying here. Yakilani needs to open pretty soon. David Bolton, your 140 Cadet is not really a 140 Cadet, though, is it? That's a proper race car. Thank you for the compliments there, guys. I really appreciate it. Sakari, if you're new to you, how much for the whiskey behind you? You'd have to ask my flatmate because that belongs to him. He's staying over there smiling. Yeah, I see what you're doing. People think I'm an alcoholic now. Okay, I need a good guy to rebuild my A4 B6 manual. Oh, Ibrahim, I know that, but my friend had an A4 and his engine also needed a rebuild. And it was a problem, man. It was a problem because it's an expensive, rare engine. It's not like the Golf engine, you can just stick in another Mark V engine. It's actually an expensive thing. And we actually I phoned around to some of the engine suppliers. And to be honest with you, I hope it doesn't cost you too much, bro, but the prices he got were, agents were like 90,000 and the guy that eventually did it was like 50,000. So it wasn't cheap, bro. So I hope that you can get your cost sorted out. So basically, guys, that pretty much covers everything that we wanted to speak about. If you have any questions, please pop them in the live stream. We'll talk for a couple more minutes, and then we can do a little bit of a Q&A. I wanted you guys questions on the GTR. If there's anything that I missed in the review, because the review wasn't that detailed. It was just me driving around, and I want to actually do a slightly more technical detail thing, and the sound, focus on the sound. So it'll either be more technical, definitely more sound, but also more visual. So it's gonna, I want you guys to see that car, the rolling shots and things like that. So that's basically the future plans. Yeah, the channel's not going anywhere, guys. We're doing this now. I'm in it to win it. Nothing to it but to do it. So we might as well do it properly. Yeah, might as well do it properly. Let's see what other questions we got here. So we've got the 400Z coming soon. Are you guys excited for that? 400Z. Francois wants to know if I would get an R34. Depends. Where are we living? Are we living in Fantasyland or are we living in reality? In reality, to be honest with you, I would more than likely buy R35. If it was my own money and it was a car that I would want to use for what I would want to use the R35, I definitely do track days and I definitely do drag racing. So for my purposes, I think R35 would personally be more useful. But if I was going to buy a car for me to enjoy as a weekend car, and I've already got a bunch of other cars, then I would consider R34. Because buying an older car comes with problems. We all know this. So do I want those problems? I don't know. But if you ask me which one would be my favorite drive, I'm gonna go R34 all day, every day. All day. What I would do on that one is, what I would change on this one, I would definitely change the pedal setup just so I can heel and toe easier. And I need to drive the car on a track also, man. Man, I love to drive the car on a track. Wow. Imagine. It was cool driving on the road, of course, but that thing on a track would just be super next level. Anyways, guys, I'm going to start winding it down now. You guys don't have any more questions, then I'm going to finish this off. But yeah, man, that was cool. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And yeah, just thanks in general for the support. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and finally we're starting to get some traction. Finally, we're starting to get consistency, and that's also up to me. I need to. What's up, Julian Slater? Where you based nowadays, bro? You're not in Cape Town anymore, I don't think. So it's also up to me to make sure that I deliver consistent content and not disappear for like 3 weeks in a row or whatever. So we're gonna try and push out content every single week, and we're gonna start doing more daily stuff on Instagram and Facebook as well. Okay, so let's see what else we got. I like to spoil myself, but don't know what to go for. Francois Pedro wants to know if you get a Golf 6 GTI manual. Julian's got a Golf 6 GTI DSG 335 E92. Oh, that's a good car. So, or Ford Focus ST. So I would definitely not go Ford Focus ST. Then the choice is between 335 or Golf 6 GTI. Do you want front wheel drive or rear wheel drive? Have you test driven either? I always tell people drive both cars and then see for yourself. Personally, I would go for. I would go for 335. I would probably go for 335. Probably. Practically, I would go for Golf 6 GTI, but not manual though. I would go DSG, not manual. You don't want a manual Golf GTI, man. I don't know. I would rather go daily. I would go Golf GTI, maybe DSG or 335, not Focus ST. As a fun car review on YouTube, car review on the tube asks, Ariel Atom versus R34 is a fun car. Ariel Atom for sure, a fun car. Ariel Atom is way more fun. I've only driven, and what do you think, Franz? If you drove them both, what do you think? Jeffreys Bay, Julian's in Jeffreys Bay. Ariel Atom, I've only sat passenger in an Atom. And at the time, this was in 2006 or 7, I sat passenger. It was the first Atom in the country, as far as I know, at the time. And that thing was, he pulled away in second gear. David Joubert was driving it. It was his car. He was importing it at the time. He pulled away in second gear, and that was the fastest car I'd ever been in. And that thing pulled away in second gear. So the Ariel Atom is on another planet. And even now, it's still fast. Even now, we did 11-second quarter mile on the road that day. 2 people in the car on a public road. We just did an acceleration run. We did 11-second quarter mile on the data loading system. I couldn't freaking believe it. I could not believe it. But I could feel like that was when I realized that, like, I sat with Davy, and that was around the time when I said I'm never going to sit with passenger people again. I don't like sitting passenger. But when I sat with him, now I didn't drive that car, Nicholas. You were there that day. I remember you were there. I never drove that car. Me and Nicholas, we were together that day. I never drove that car. I sat passenger that day. Nicholas came with me on that shoot. I'll never forget. G6 GTI now is 297 kilowatts. That's a lot of kilowatts, bro. Julian's car's got 200. So, Francois, what do you think? You drove them both. What do you think? It's a tough choice, eh? Because you got to think practically also. You got to think practically. Is that 335 E92? Is that the N54, N55? Probably N54 then, isn't it? No, I never drove that car. I drove passenger. He didn't let me drive that car. Did he let me drive his other car? I can't remember, but it was definitely a passenger ride. Definitely. I think I did that for Speed and Sound back in the day. Yeah. Yo, guys, let's see. An aerial accident to the shop. I still have the groceries on my side. That was pretty crazy. Anyways, guys, N55. Okay, there you go. If it's N55, then that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. Those are decent, very decent numbers. I wasn't expecting that because this is the first time that I think I got disconnected there. This is the first time I'm doing a live stream like this on YouTube. Next week, getting the PC back, we'll have like wings and stuff, be able to do B-roll and show you guys pictures of this thing we're talking about and whatever. So we'll probably do one of these, I would say once a month, to update you on what's happening on the channel, what future videos are coming out, and also future competitions. So subscribe. Let's get to 10,000 subs, and let's go take a spin in a GTR, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Let's go take that GTR for a spin sometime. Whoever it's going to be, I promise you it's going to be awesome. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Now we do that awkward goodbye. We are trying to find the end stream button here somewhere. Right, let's see if we're going to make this not awkward. Wait.